Present Counsel Lozey.
Present.
Present Counsel Net.
Present.
Present Counsel Staubach.
Present.
Present Counsel Walsh.
Present.
Present Counsel Seer.
Present. Councilor Lozey, would you please come to the podium? All rise for a moment of silence.
Mr. President, remember the family of Ron Camo?
Before we do the Pledge of Allegiance, I'm going to ask Wayne to step to the podium.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to recognize some people in the audience tonight. We have Boy Scout adult leaders Jim Kelly, Jason Gatlin, and Mary Gatlin, and they are the leaders for the Boy Scouts of America Troop 226, Knights of Columbus, Lynn's first all-girl troop. And we also have the boys, Troop 80, Knights of Columbus. And I'm going to call up right now Mackenzie Bloom and Nick Mambuka to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Come on up. And they're going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you two want to stand here, the microphone will pick you up. Okay. Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Communications. Accept the minutes from October 22nd.
So moved. Second.
Motion made, seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Communications.
We have no communications.
Public hearings.
We have no public hearings.
Public hearings to be set down.
To set down a public hearing to make a determination on the percentages of the FY20 tax levy to be borne by each class of real and personal property. A proposed ordinance amending the City of Lynn zone ordinance and the City of Lynn zone ordinance map in W3 and W4 districts. A proposed ordinance amending the City of Lynn zone ordinance and City of Lynn zone map relating to the W1, W1A, W2, W3, W4, WS, and SHCO districts. Petition of Sarah Marshall, owner of Lucille Wine LLC, for a package store license for the sale of beer and wine at 776 Washington Street. Petition of National Grid to install conduits from a new pole to an existing manhole on Howard Street. Petition of Comcast to install a new underground conduit to provide service to 45 Market Street. Petition of Keenan Bryn for Extended Systems for permission to construct a small cell wireless telecommunications facility to be attached to an existing utility pole located on a public way at the following locations: 3 City Hall Square, Exchange Street and Mount Vernon Street, 33 Johnson Street, 120 Monroe Street. All right. Tremont at 57 Market Street, 452-548 Union Street, 17 Whiting Street, 7 Willow Street, 1 Mall Street, and 140 South Common Street. And that's it.
What's the wish of the council?
Set them down. Set them down.
Motion made.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Before we go any further, I just want to say Diane
December
Jacutis
3rd.
and Rich Calucci are both not here tonight. They both extend their greetings, and they both deserve a well-deserved vacation. Yep. So the following two will be set down for December 3rd. Council meeting, proposed ordinance amending the City of Lynn zone ordinance and City of Lynn zone map, W3 and W4 districts, in a proposed ordinance amending the City of Lynn zone ordinance and City of Lynn zone map relating to, that one too, relating to W1, W1A, W2, W3, W4, WS, and SHCO districts. A petition of Sarah Marshall, owner of Lucille Wine LLC, for a package store license for the sale of beer and wine at 776 Washington Street. Will all be set down for December 3rd. Now you know why Janet usually does that.
Thank you.
Is that it? Okay.
I thought we did. Okay. So she was-
Committee reports, utilities. Jay Welch.
Thank you, Mr. President. It was a unanimous vote of the committee. Motion to approve.
Motion made,
Second.
seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Ordinance and rules, Councilor Lozey.
Yes, Mr. President, unanimous vote of the committee. Motion to approve.
Motion made.
Second.
All those in favor? Ways and Means, Councilor Net.
Yes, Mr. President, there was all unanimously voted by the committee to approve and make a motion to accept.
Motion made.
Second.
I'm going to ask the clerk to read the transfers, the layovers, and the grants, please.
Okay. Certify as an available fund, the amount of $150,000 is allotted to the City of Lynn Police Department by the Executive Office of Public Safety for the FY20 Behavioral Health Unit funding secured by the Lynn delegation via legislative earmark. Certify as an available fund, the amount of $5,734,794.16 as allotted to the City of Lynn School Department by the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education for the FY20 Title I grant. Certify as an available fund, the amount of $4,212,874 as allotted to the City of Lynn School Department by the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education for the FY20 240 IDEA Special Education Entitlement Grant. Certify as an available fund, the amount of $664,187.20 as allotted to the City of Lynn School Department by the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education for the FY20 Title 11A grant. Certify as an available fund, the amount of $568,640.40 as allotted to the City of Lynn School Department by the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education for the FY20 Title III 180 grant, English Language Acquisition Grant. Certify as an available fund, the amount of $401,999 as allotted to the City of Lynn School Department by the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education for the FY20 309 Title 4A grant. Certify as an available fund, the amount of $257,136 as allotted to the City of Lynn School Department by the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education for the FY20 Perkins Secondary Allocation Grant. Certify as an available fund, the amount of $99,068.20 as allotted to the City of Lynn School Department by the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education for the FY20 IDEA Special Education Preschool Grant. This order was tabled on October 22nd. Transfer the sum of $2,200 from the account of state elections expense to the account of city clerk expense to fund the replacement of a broken monitor for posting public hearings outside of City Hall as required by Mass General Law. Ordered that pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53A, the City of Lynn hereby accepts a gift for the purpose of purchasing a memorial bench at Gallagher Park. Further ordered that the Comptroller's Office is hereby authorized to establish a revolving fund in order to effectuate the purpose of said gift. Ordered that in order to reduce interest costs, the Treasurer, with the approval of the Mayor, is authorized to provide for the sale and issuance of refunding bonds pursuant to Chapter 44, Section 21A of the General Laws, or pursuant to any other enabling authority at one time or from time to time to refund all or any portion of the city's general obligation bonds outstanding as of the date of adoption of this order, and that the proceeds of the refunding bonds issued pursuant to this order shall be used to pay the principal, redemption premium, and interest on the bonds of the city to be refunded and cost of issuance of the refunding bonds. And that the Treasurer is authorized to execute such documents as may be necessary or desirable to carry out this transaction, including one or more refunding trust agreements with a bank or trust company. Further ordered, that any premium received by the city upon the sale of a refunding bonds approved by this order, less any such premium applied to the payment of the cost of issuance of such bonds, may be applied to the payment of costs approved by this order in accordance with Chapter 44, Section 20 of the General Laws. Further ordered that the Treasurer is authorized to file an application with the appropriate officials of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the Commonwealth, to qualify under Chapter 44A of the General Laws and any of all bonds of the city authorized to be borrowed pursuant to this loan order, and to provide such information and execute such documents as such officials of the Commonwealth may require in connection therewith. That's that.
Motion made, seconded, discussion, roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Calucci absent, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Lozey? Yes. Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Staben?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Seer?
Yes, and before we go on, I just want to say that, and I'm going to do this after every finance report is read, that tonight, that the Finance Committee approved over $7 million in grants to various departments in the city. And they do that every time there's a Finance Committee. There are a lot of people who say that that we need grant writers and we don't go after seeking money. We do it all the time. And all the people that write those grants for all the various departments are very talented people. So tonight, they voted on over $7 million in grants. I think that's really big. Licensing, Councilor Walsh.
Thank you, Mr. President. Unanimous vote of the committee, motion to approve.
Motion made.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And before I do the public safety, I want to ask that we suspend the rules for a minute.
So moved.
Motion made, seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
I'm going to ask Cheryl Gay to come to the podium. She lives on St. Clair Street, and she came in front of Public Safety tonight with other members of the neighborhood, and she wants to read a statement. Go ahead, Cheryl.
Okay, my name is Cheryl Gay. I live at 15 St. Clair. I'm here tonight to speak on behalf of St. Clair Street. St. Clair Street consists of 7 houses. 4 of these houses are homeowner occupied, number 11, 14, 15, and 20. Each of these homeowners occupied houses has been occupied from anywhere from 15 to 22 years respectively. We're a small neighborhood off of Michigan Ave. Most of us, including our neighbors on Michigan and Oneida, have a good rapport with each other. We are proud homeowners and do our best to upkeep our homes and are very neighborly. We are a working-class neighborhood where we keep reasonable hours, and we're usually quiet from 10 p.m. on and leave in the mornings for work. Those who don't work a normal schedule are quiet when coming and going. Mr. Travis Sachs, who owns 16 to 18 St. Clair, purchased this house in October 2017. Mr. Sachs has never lived in this home. Mr. Sachs started an agreement with Center Board to house transient people in this 3-family. The neighborhood has never experienced this before. We started to notice that taxis from outside of Lynn would drop people off late at night, usually after 9 p.m. or later, with what appeared to be all of their belongings. We noticed that people who were residing in this building have been inconsiderate of the rest of the neighbors, with cars coming and going at all hours of the night, playing loud music and having loud mufflers. There's been drug overdoses on a regular basis, with needles and trash strewn about the street. We have all witnessed cars visiting this house that just throw their trash in the street. Center Board even has to come to put the trash to curbside because the people that live there won't do it for themselves. The second issue is the school transportation vans picking up children at early morning hours, beeping horns to summon children to their ride. This is not just one bus. It has been as many as 6 buses from 5:50 a.m. to 8 a.m. These vehicles should not be summoning children to their vehicles. It should be the parents' responsibility to have their children ready for the buses, not to awaken everyone else in the neighborhood. The school bus should not be their alarm clock. Add this to the craziness is the taxi cabs mixed in and beeping their horns and waking us up. We've reached out to Center Board over and over about the school buses and the loud noise without really getting any satisfaction. The problem is when we complain, they just move these people to a new location and move a different family in, and another bus comes for a different child, and the cycle starts all over again. This past year has been the worst. In May, there was a melee out front consisting of a large group of women swinging bats at each other and at cars. We were forced to call the police, as most of us didn't dare leave our homes, and we thought there were gunshots scaring us all. Another time, when the teenage children of a family living there was playing football in the street on a weeknight after 11 p.m., bouncing the football off the vehicles in the street. The neighbors came out and asked them to stop. They threatened them physically in surrounding the homeowners. Police had to be called for that disturbance. The parents thought their kids did nothing wrong. In July, another tenant spent almost a month repairing his vehicle in the driveway with large overhead lighting and playing loud music until midnight without the care of others. He had a very loud muffler coming and going at all hours, disturbing our neighborhood. Again, a complaint was made to Center Board and the police. The most recent was Sunday, October 27th, where a domestic altercation of several women and men fighting in the street with 3 vehicles blocking the street at 12:50 a.m. At least 4 neighbors called to the police for assistance. This time was change of shift, so it made it difficult for them to have a quick response. And our police department's already stressed as it is, as we all know. There are many, these are just a few of the domestic fights amongst the tenants with each other at this house. Police have been called many times on occasions to deal with these chronic issues. This house has been disturbing the peace both at night and again in the early morning hours, affecting sleep on both ends, making for frustrated and tired neighbors. After 2 years of this, our neighborhood has had enough. Not only does this disturb our neighborhood, but it puts unnecessary strain on our already strained police department. Center Board rents many houses in the city, all with the same type of transient people. Center Board should be held responsible along with the homeowner. Mark DeJoy and Robin Tobin from Center Board are well informed of the antics happening here. Mr. Sachs doesn't live here, and he doesn't visit often either. I'm sure they would not like this in their own neighborhoods. We are respectfully requesting that you vote to declare this property a nuisance and also to enforce the noise ordinance with the transportation companies. This is a quality of life issue. We deserve the right to peace and quiet. And I have it signed by 5 of our neighbors, and they're here tonight.
Thank you, Cheryl. Councilor Barton, Public Safety.
Unanimous vote of committee, motion to approve.
Motion made, seconded, roll call.
Are you going to read the motion?
Yes. Can you read the motion?
There was a couple of things on that, wasn't there?
The motion was to have a public hearing on 1618 Sinclair to deem it a nuisance property, as well as to notify the bus companies of the continuous issue of the buses beeping, and to ask the police department to look into it. Was there anything else added to that?
Correct.
So the motion was made, seconded, discussion, roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Chakutis absent, Counsel Calucci absent, Counsel Field?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Hogan?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Starbed?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Seer?
Yes. Old business. New business. I have new business. Go ahead, Councilor Field. Nope, after you.
Business. Well, when we came into council chamber tonight, there was a flag sitting on Councilor Lozey's desk. Just a point of housekeeping, if anybody in the city does have a older flag, torn or tattered, worn, every Flag Day, my place of employment, along with the DPW from the city, retires old flags, and those flags can be dropped off at my place of employment at 426 Broadway during normal business hours between 8 and 3. Or just left at the front door, and we'll properly dispose of the flags at a ceremony in Pine Grove Cemetery on or around Flag Day every year.
Thank you, Councilor Field. Councilor Lozey.
I guess, is that a sort of a motion for recommendation?
Just a point of information.
Point of information?
It's a point of information. Motion made,
Second.
seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Also, under new business, I just want to say congratulations to all the candidates that made it, and I even want to extend a congratulations to those who didn't. So, thank you.
Same to you, Mr. President.
Motion made to adjourn.
Second.
Seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.